19 minutes to past 7. Out on the first bounce was the way the Prime Minister said anyone in the Conservative Party would be dealt with if found guilty of any prejudice or discrimination. This was after the Muslim Council of Britain spoke in support of the Chief Rabbi and said it was abundantly clear to many Muslims that the Conservative Party tolerates Islamophobia. Miqdaad Versi, the MCB's spokesperson, is here in the studio. Good morning.
Good morning.
Now, that term, out on the first bounce, would imply to most people expulsion from the party. Does that happen?
No, unfortunately it doesn't. There's unfortunately a structural problem with Islamophobia within the Conservative Party, where individuals not only are Islamophobia is not only tolerated, but people who have engaged in Islamophobia in different ways are let back into the party if any action is taken in the first place, and when they're secretly let back in, we don't know about it. There's no transparency, the processes themselves are not clear, and unfortunately people don't have any trust in the way that things happen.
But for exactly that reason, that we don't know the figures of suspensions, of complaints even, or of expulsions, you can't be sure, can you, that people are not expelled?
What we can be sure about is evidence that comes to light. So, for example, in The Guardian, they talked about how 15 councillors, these are representatives of the party, were secretly let back into the party after after they had engaged in Islamophobia in some way. We have the exact opposite happening in the last few weeks, where dozens of councillors have been identified as engaging in Islamophobia.
When you say engaging in Islamophobia, what kinds of things have they said or have been reported?
There have been people who have shared things from the far right, including people like Tommy Robinson and Katie Hopkins. In fact, there's even a candidate who has repeatedly engaged in sharing things from the far right, and that person remains a candidate for the Conservative Party. There have been individuals for the Conservative Party who have shared anti-Muslim posts, and the party knew about it, still chose them as a candidate, and afterwards that person deleted it. It's like a secret, they're sort of engaging in deceit for all intents and purposes to the public, and that's a real problem. What we need is transparency. What we need is trust being built up, and we can't have this deceit where even actually the Prime Minister goes around saying there's zero tolerance or people are out on the first bounce. They're just example after example after example.
And
where that's not the case.
Now there is going to be an inquiry, albeit one broader than just into Islamophobia, which could give you some of the answers you want.
It could do, and I think the problem is also that it hasn't been spoken that it's going to be an independent inquiry. People don't have trust in the Conservative Party that it will take place anyway, but if it does take place, it needs to be independent. Given the history and the track record of the party, how can anyone trust them to be able to do this properly? But more important than that, or equally important to that, is that Islamophobia is a specific problem within the Conservative Party. When 2/3 of the Conservative Party members believe far-right conspiracy theories like there's Sharia law operating in parts of the UK.
How do we know that?
A Hope Not Hate poll, which was taken of Conservative Party members, when there is that prevalence of Islamophobia within the Conservative Party, it is a specific problem which needs a specific inquiry. I mean, people hopefully will be able to understand that.
Should the Equalities and Human Rights Commission investigate the party's processes on this in the way that they are investigating Labour's processes on anti-Semitism?
They definitely need to look at this. We, as the Muslim Council of Britain, sent in a complaint where we highlighted and documented case after case issues with the process and the failure to understand the denial of the party when it comes to Islamophobia. And we hope that they will look into this and take it seriously given the scale of the issue.
Miqdaad Versi, thank you very much.